Hey everybody on YouTube, we're just about to go live on radio.co. If you'll hold just a few seconds. Thank you. 5, 4, 3. Hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. You're listening to the Tower Radio, and you are tuned in to the Mustang Informative with your host DJ Husky.
And DJ Sawyer.
Bringing you the latest. And, I think we went a little on air a little bit late on that. Oh, well, we'll fix it later. I hate this thing. We're bringing you the latest in news on and off campus here at CBC. So, without any further ado, let's jump into it. And we'll go into the weather here in Conway on the 19th of February. It's still pretty chilly outside. Right now we got about 46 degrees outside, which is better than the mid 30s we had last week. But
Definitely.
it's still pretty chilly out there, so be sure to bundle up. And that's 8 degrees Celsius out there. We've got a humidity of 53% with a easterly wind of 17 miles per hour. That brings the wind chill. The wind chill brings it down to 41 degrees Fahrenheit and 5 degrees Celsius. So once again, be sure to stay bundled up and keep yourself out of the cold, because it is a bit chilly. But yeah, so today the high is projected to be around 51 degrees Fahrenheit, and it's heating up a little bit right now.
Mm-hmm.
But it's going to be mostly sunny for today, and then tonight you can expect it to be mostly cloudy with a 50% chance of showers. More rain. That's always fun. Looking forward to that. With a low of 37 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow, on Thursday, you can expect a chance of showers again, ranging from 50 to 20%. With and then a high of 47 degrees Fahrenheit. Tomorrow night, you can expect a low of 25 degrees, probably from all the rain. I notice when it rains, it starts getting a lot colder, so it will be below freezing tomorrow night, according to the National Weather Service. But it'll be mostly clear. Friday, it's supposed to be sunny with a high of 45, and then that night it'll be 28 degrees. It'll have a low of 28 with it being mostly clear. Saturday, you can expect it to be mostly sunny with a high of 51 degrees Fahrenheit and a low of 39 degrees Fahrenheit that night, with showers being likely with a 60% chance there. And then Sunday, you can expect the showers to continue with an 80% chance of rain and a high of 49 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're expecting more rain this week.
Oh, joy.
The deluge never ends. So it's gonna be, the showers will probably be chilling the weather down a little bit more. So
at least it's sunny for a little bit.
Yeah, be sure to bring your umbrellas to school whenever you come to your classes, because nobody likes having to walk in the freezing cold rain in the day. So, but yeah, be sure to be wary of that. It will be raining throughout the week, so just in case. But, that's all we've got for the weather today. So I'm going to toss it over to DJ Sawyer. And why don't you give us the weather, or not the weather, the verse of the day. Sorry.
Okay. All right, so today's verse of the day is in 1 John. It's chapter 4, verses 11 and 12. And it says, "Beloved, if God so loved us, we also ought to love one another. No one has ever seen God. If we love one another, God abides in us, and his love is perfected in us." It's actually really cool that this is today's verse, because a couple days ago I was at a college ministry, and we were talking in 1 John, talking about loving God and loving other people. So it's just fun. Makes me happy.
That's a really important verse, I think,
It
also
is.
just to abide by, because, it's easy to get vindictive and kind of hold things against other people, or just kind of be spiteful. That's what our human nature is kind of inclined towards. So when we kind of embody that love that Jesus embodied, I know it's an overused slogan, but what would Jesus do? It kind of, it really is a useful thing, just to stop and think, okay, what would Jesus be doing in this situation?
Yeah.
And, I think, if we try to model ourselves after that and we go out and love other people in spite of ourselves, in spite of themselves, I think we're showing a little bit of God in our lives. So
Definitely. And that was 1 John chapter 4, verses 11 and 12. And that was from the English Standard Version today. So now that we've done that,
we will be moving on to the breaking news. So this is off-campus news. And I'm going to be reading from these are articles that I have gotten from the Associated Press. Love those guys writing. So the first one is from right here in the U.S. So apparently the Boy Scouts are seeking bankruptcy, and this comes on the tail end of a number of lawsuit claims, I believe.
yikes.
Towards it was it was a whole. Basically, they've been sued and they've had lawsuits pressed against them, and for sexual harassment and those things, and it's horrible to hear that. But now they're urging victims of these incidents to step forward, and they're filing bankruptcy because of the hemorrhaging costs of these things. But
yikes.
yeah, it's a very tempestuous time for Boy Scouts.
They've just been having all sorts of issues.
And it's 110
past
years
few
old.
years.
110 year old organization. So it's interesting to see what's. We're gonna be seeing what the how that goes. But right now, let's see. Yeah, dang. It's got to be a lot of cases to make them file for bankruptcy. Sorry,
Oh,
I know.
my
I wish I
word.
had more. Wish I had more commentary, but man.
That's a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, aside the Boy Scouts estimated around 1,000 to 5,000 victims are going to seek compensation. So
Oh, goodness.
we'll be seeing to see how that story goes, how it progresses. Moving on from that, we can we'll jump to Asia, going to international waters. So, as some of you might have been knowing, if you've followed any of this coronavirus scare, there was a Japanese ship that was docked in Japan, but the passengers were not allowed to leave. They were quarantined. However, they have begun to leave the ship as the virus quarantine ends. So
Well, that's good.
according to the AP, and this is in Yokohama, Japan. About 500 passengers left the cruise ship Diamond Princess on Wednesday at the end of a much criticized 2-week quarantine aboard the vessel. It was docked in Japan that failed to stop the spread of the new virus among passengers and crew. So, the quarantine did fail because there are new cases in Japan, and they're currently working. I think the Prime Minister has actually spoken out and discouraged people from leaving their homes if they really don't need to. So,
It's getting really intense.
yeah, and the quarantine was declared a flop after the authorities had announced 79 more cases, bringing the total on the ship to 621.
Goodness.
So it's going to be interesting to see how this progresses.
At least they get to go home, though.
Yes, at least they get to go home. I think they're handling it probably better than China is. So. But yes, so I'm glad that those guys get to head home. But at the same time, you have to worry about if this quarantine failed. Hopefully, kind of makes you worry about how much further it would spread. Wash your hands. Wash your hands and just practice good hygiene.
Definitely.
Jumping over to the EU. The EU has proposed this rules for artificial intelligence to limit risks on that front. So, this is from London. The European Union unveiled proposals Wednesday to regulate artificial intelligence that call for strict rules and safeguards on risky applications of the rapidly developing technology. The report is part of the bloc's wider digital strategy aimed at maintaining its position as the global pace setter on technological standards. Big tech companies seeking to tap Europe's vast and lucrative market, including those from the U.S. and China, would have to play by any new rules that come into force. So, basically, and they're trying to create a better framework for trustworthy artificial intelligence, and obviously,
That's good. They need it.
so many sci-fi movies that have this going bad. I suppose it was inevitable that they're going to crack down. But aside from the outlier crazy ideas that you see in sci-fi, there is some applications that could be dangerous, like automated artificial intelligences that could be malignant to some point. But so it's interesting that the EU has seen it as this much of a threat to impose regulations on what you can and can't do with artificial intelligence. So, yeah. So that's interesting. I think that's all we have for the breaking news. So we will go ahead and move on to campus news.
Alrighty.
And once again, I read all those from the Associated Press. So if you want to know more on that, you can always go to their site and look it up. But that's all we have. So we're going to go ahead and move on to campus news.
Alright, so for campus news today, February 21st, that's a Friday, is the final day to withdraw from a class that's January 9th to February 26th PE class, so the W or WP. So just keep that in mind. February 26th is on Wednesday, and that is a midterm, guys. It is upon us. So be sure you're studying. Make sure you know when your tests are and all of that jazz. And then the second half PE courses begin on February 27th. So be sure to keep that in mind as well. We also have yearbook pictures going on today until 3 p.m. in KB 106. It is in the Cooper Complex, so be sure to keep that in mind. If you haven't gotten your yearbook picture taken yet, go get it done. This is the last day to do it for this yearbook. So they will be taking pictures there until 3 p.m., so be sure to go to that. The testing center is located in the Story Library main office. It is open from, I think, 10 to 2:30, I believe, are the hours. But if you go by and talk to Allison Lightfoot or Rachel Whittingham, they can schedule you for a testing time if you need to make up a test or if you need to take a test early, something like that. Just talk to one of them in the main office and they can get you scheduled for making that test up. And that's in the Story Library main office. Also, there is still sickness around campus, so be sure that you are washing your hands, keeping good hygiene. If you're sick, stay home. The flu has gone down some, but sickness is still everywhere, not just on campus, but also off campus. So be sure that you are keeping track of how you're feeling. If you're not feeling well, go somewhere and get checked.
And I keep saying this every week, but they have these little dispensers with a hand sanitizer. Please
Definitely
use them, abuse them to your heart's extent. So
yes, wash your hands, use the hand sanitizer. There are a lot of things available on campus. The nurse is on campus. She is not here on Mondays, but on Tuesdays she's here from 8 to 12:30, and then Wednesday through Friday she's here from 8 to 2:30. So if you are not feeling well, you can go see her those hours as well. And that's Tuesday through Friday. She's not here on Mondays. But there is a clinic nearby on Denison Street that you can visit, the Conway Regional Medical Clinic, if you are feeling ill and she is not in. So, and she's already been paid for by your student fees. So, you don't have to pay for anything for her, for the nurse. So, visit her if you need to. And I believe that's all I have as far as campus news goes. So, why don't you tell us about sports real quick, DJ Husky?
All right, so we're going to go ahead and jump over to the sports page. So as far as we're going to be going over, let's go over some basketball first because their season is coming to an end. So the men's the men's basketball team recently they they did lose in a very tight game against Williams Baptist University on the 18th.
That's very close.
It was a very close win, but that was an away game. I think they're still.
Yeah, they're still 11-0 home.
They're still 11-0 home, so that was an away game. They will be having another away game on the 20th against Park University at the Brecken Sports Complex. Let me look at the details. This will be in Parkville, Missouri. I know that's a while, but if you can make it, please do not hesitate to. Right now, it says Central Baptist is ranked at number 19, so we're going up there. But yeah, we have a 6-4 record against Park University, so let's hope we can make that 7-4. But yeah, I think we have already beat them. We've already beat them this season, so it'll be interesting. So go if you can, support them and be aware. Their next home game is going to be on the 27th, so that'll be next week. So we'll cover that next week. But yeah, that'll be it for the men's basketball team. So they'll be trying to get their 17th win, I believe, 17th in overall win, 15th conference win. So be sure to support them as they go and do that. Moving on to the women's basketball, I believe they'll probably be playing the same people. They'll be playing Park University as well at the Brecken Sports Complex, so go and support those. And once again, their game is at 5:30. Let me see what the men's basketball is. I should have seen
I believe it was 7.
Yeah, it'll be
7:30.
7. I apologize for this. I'm extremely unprofessional.
7:30.
It'll be at 7:30 on 20th, and then the women's basketball game will be before that at 5:30. So, if you can support those guys, but I understand. I think they understand that it's a long drive, so some students don't have means of transportation. So, but nevertheless, that is their next game and that'll be the last few games. After that, they have 2 straight home games, and then they might be going to the quarterfinals for the American Midwest Conference tournament. So let's hope so. Let's get this out of my way. All right, and moving on, we can go to the 2020 softball schedule. So their season has sort of just started. They had their first game on February 7th. The last game, which was against Texas A&M University and another game against Texas Wesleyan University, they won both of those. So that's nice. They won 6-0 and 8-4. So that brings the softball record up to 8-1, which is a great start to a great season.
Definitely.
Their next game is a doozy, but it'll be their first home game, so I'm very excited to see that. It'll be against Louisiana State University, Alexandria. It'll be here. It'll be a home game. It'll be the Mustang Meltdown City of let's look at this details. The City of Colleges Park. So that'll be here, and you can look up where that area is, but it will be in Conway. So
it'll be at 1 p.m.
It'll be at 1 p.m. on the 21st. So, and Louisiana State University Alexander is ranked 21, so be sure to show up and support them and give them all the cheer they can handle, because it might be a tough game, but I believe in our softball team. They can pull that out.
Definitely.
They got it. All right. They also have a game at 7 p.m. on the same day against Baker University at the same venue. So that'll be 2 games for the price of 1. So be sure to go out there, support our softball team.
Definitely.
It'll be great to watch. So, but those are, and then I think, oh man, they have really close back-to-back games. They'll have another game on the 22nd. Let me check to see. And we're about to go off air on the radio, but I'm going to keep going on YouTube, so we'll finish it.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're listening, go to our YouTube channel on the CBC Tower Radio to listen to the end of the sportscast. I'll have to keep track of how fast I'm going from now on. But yeah, the girls team will be going. They'll be playing Goshen College at 2 p.m. on the 22nd here at home, and then ranked number 2, University of Science and Arts of Oklahoma, also at 4 p.m. at home. So be sure to go out and support them. And we're about to go off air. Be sure to go on YouTube and listen in to the rest of this as I go over baseball. All right. So we are going to the baseball. Let me just try to find it. So the 2020 baseball schedule, they also started. They started in January, and right now their next game is going. They did lose their last game, but they're looking to rebound against Missouri Baptist University here at home at Victory Field at Conway Christian School. That game will be at 12 p.m. on the 21st. So be sure to go check that out and support our guys as they return from a long stretch of away games. Mm-hmm. They'll also have a second game against Missouri Baptist University, so that'll be interesting. And so they're going to play back-to-back against the same team.
They're playing them 3 times.
Oh, Lord.
In 2 days.
Mm-hmm. They'll play them again on the 22nd at 12 p.m., and then the game after that will be against Crowley's Ridge College on the 25th, but we will cover that next week, I believe. So, but yeah, right now that's the lineup for the men's baseball. So be sure to go support them. Once again, those games are on the 21st and the 22nd, both starting at 12 p.m. So be sure to go out and check them out and check our team out. So support them if they play their home game.
We're doing pretty good so far. We have a 9-2 record right now.
Yep, nice. That's pretty good. That's a pretty good start to what we hope is a good season. So
definitely.
Yeah. But yeah, that's all I have for sports. But I think that's all we have for news as well. So thanks for tuning in. You guys have been listening to the Mustang Informative with your hosts DJ Husky
and DJ Sawyer.
You guys have a great day. Be back next week for our show starting at 11:10 to
11:30 ish.
11:30 ish. We'll try to end it a little bit more quickly this time. But thanks for listening, and we'll see you guys next week.